Bonjour, bonsoir.
How are you, sir?
Better would not be possible. Dear friends, we are with Mr. Maloney. So the Maloney is a very famous clan. Claims ownership all the way back to Scotland.
Ireland.
Ireland! Yes! I knew I was close. And you all have met the fabulous Brian Maloney, our director of winemaking who creates magic with Buena Vista and Deloche and JCB. This is his older brother. He's the boss, don't you?
I don't know about that.
So we love the family, the Maloneys. They're incredible, from sisters to brothers to parents. And this is the dynasty of growing some of the best and most amazing animals you want to have in your plate. So, Kevin, tell us a little sense about your family upbringing in the heart of Sonoma County.
So our family has been ranching in Sonoma and Marin County since 1875. I'm fifth generation on the ranch, and with one of my sisters and my brother, we founded Fallon Hills Ranch 10, 11 years ago, and we direct market meats throughout the Bay Area.
And the best meats, dear friends. They're amazing, and I got to tell you, the very, very best. In addition to that, Brian Maloney, his brother, we're having a glass of wine, all of us, and Kevin has known that we've been dreaming to import a variety from France that is so unique. He's going to tell us about, and he's done the hard work to make it possible. And today we're doing a chicken cook-off. We're going to do a blind tasting of chicken, and we're going to elect what is in our subconscious mind, the confirmation that that chicken is the best. So, Kevin, tell us about it.
So, over the years of getting to know John Charles and talking about food, he's always talked about the breast chicken, which comes from Burgundy, correct?
Absolutely.
Of course.
It's not as good as this breast, not as tender as this breast, but this one you don't taste, that one you do.
And so, for the last few years, I've been doing some research on it, and this last spring, I bought some breast chicks, and we raised them in the traditional French style, where you start them on a basic chicken feed, they go out to pasture, and then you finish them on a cornmeal and milk diet. And these chickens take a lot longer to raise, but we're hoping it pays off in the taste test.
Well, it will. So let's get closer. As you can see behind us, we've prepared them, and I know Avar, your chef, have done an amazing job, from Raphael to Ryan to Jamie, and they really wanted to make sure that every single bird is cooked the same way. So all independently blind, 14 of us are here. We will have those lovely little sheets, and we're gonna mark the highest ranking of chicken. Who do you think is gonna win today?
I think the breast will.
Or you think?
I do.
So, dear friends, we're part of a brotherhood. We're so serious about breast chicken that today we wanted you to be part of this, because this is really historical. The French have kept that chicken in Burgundy forever. Brest is a small area in the southern eastern part of Burgundy, where it's free range, most of the time organic, and the chicken has a meat that transcends anything you've ever had in your life. It melts and it makes you vibrate, in essence. It's like, and it drives you crazy because it's so good. So we will be documenting the tastings. We're gonna leave you for a few seconds, and we'll come back a little later with results. But what is so cool about this is we're gonna have, in Burgundy with breast chicken, we're proving the fact that Chardonnay is as well exceptional. So you could think, okay, it's Burgundy, they're gonna wanna do Pinot. You may wanna do Pinot depending on the sauce you have, but today we're gonna get them pure from
No dressings,
No
really.
dressings.
Just we're tasting chicken.
How do you think that wine is going to go with it? Yeah, we'd better try it.
I think it'll go really nice with it.
And this is what his brother, Brian Maloney, makes in Carneros. It's a 2019 from the oldest winery in the history of California, Buena Vista. So I cannot wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everything is in 9. You know why? We're going to elect today the very best chicken that the world has to offer. This is one of the most exciting days. Kevin, I want to thank you for putting all this together. We are elated to be able to show the world that maybe we could do it here in California.
I want to thank you also, John Charles, for giving us this opportunity to be out here today with you and to have this experience.
And you'll see Kevin again, maybe for pig roast soon.
And now we're here with the birds. I have Jamie Lloyd of Golden Gate Meat Company, Golden Gate Wine Country Meat Company. Sorry, get the name correct. Here we're going to talk a little bit about the differences of the chickens that we're going to try today. So we have 5 different chickens. 3 are from Fallon Hills Ranch, a Cornish Cross, and then 2 heritage breeds, a Freedom Ranger and an American Style Breast. And Jamie, what the other birds we have are?
We have a Mary's bird, which is a fairly common bird that you find in many stores around town, and then another Cook's Venture bird, which is fairly similar. Same pasture raised style birds, air chilled, same style. I think those will probably be the most similar, if I was to say that before we try them. But I think the spread of birds is going to be very interesting as far as doing a chicken tasting. This is certainly my first, but I'm anxious to give it a shot.
So 3 of the birds are all of the same breed, the Cornish Cross, the Marys, the Fallon Hills Cornish Cross, and the Cook's Venture. And that's the everyday broiler in the U.S. They grow really fast. They're very feed efficient. The Freedom Ranger and the American Style Breast are heritage breeds, don't grow quite as fast. The Freedom Rangers take about 12-14 weeks. The breast chickens we've been feeding for about 20 weeks. All begin with a similar diet. However, the breasts, towards the end, they go to the French style diet where we're feeding them milk and ground corn in the French style. On cooking the birds, Jamie, when we go to tasting, what are some of the things you'd like to try and see differences of or be meaningful for you as a chef?
I think it's clear to see some of the heritage breeds that you've raised, from what I can gather. I think the breast isn't as pronounced, but the bone is. So I think the breast is going to sink in a touch. So I think cooking that one is going to probably lean on a breast that's not going to be as plump and moist. So I'm anxious to see if that breast does hold with the moisture of the leg, but if that breast actually holds moisture. That's something I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. Because all the other birds are fairly standard, 45 minutes in the oven, 4 1/4, kind of how you would cook any kind of bird. I think the other 3 are like sized. I think the breasts all kind of sit right on top of the back. And I think they're all going to eat fairly similar as far as moisture is concerned. I think the ones that have the pronounced breasts that come down into the body cavity are going to be the most interesting for me. I think those are going to probably be the most challenging birds to cook.
All right. Any other factors you'd like to see? Skin texture?
Yeah, I think the texture of the skin is a major part. I think a lot of birds these days, they used to go in baths after they got processed, but now they do an entirely different system where they hang them almost like a laundry, like an old French laundry, and they just hang them and they put them on these carousels and they air chill them. So I think that helps with the skin not being easily to pull off the bird, and then it holds together better. So since that process changed, I think that'll dictate, which bird is going to taste cleaner and a little bit more earthy going underneath the skin. I think it's going to be a very telling sign of what the meat's going to taste like underneath it.
Alrighty. Well, let's get to eating.
So, dear friends, haven't we had the best time ever?
Yeah,
It's amazing. Indeed.
I mean, where, dear friends, around the world you see such a thorough tasting of 5 intricate, unique, from skin to flesh to body to meat to texture, we can ever see such a difference? Did we notice something different?
Absolutely.
On
Clearly.
everything.
Clearly.
Is it the first time you all do this way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gina,
chicken tasting.
my lovely wife, first time, besides tasting my flesh?
First time.
Okay, cool. I'm a breast chicken too, so
No,
you know,
well, nah, Mal.
just a rooster.
You're definitely not a chicken.
So Kevin, what's your overall impression?
It was very interesting, and I think there was like 2 to 3 distinct kind of separations amongst the birds.
Great. I agree. And we're going to share results shortly. Jamie.
Yeah, I think it's pretty telling on how much is left on a couple different birds here, on who went back to try to make sure their opinion was clean and a matter of fact. And so, if by looking you can judge who won, it's pretty telling
I know.
without even looking at the,
Are you talking
results.
about number 5?
High level is like you say, it's the first time tasting different chickens. Even then I say like, wow, there is a lot of difference
Yeah.
and different flavors. Crispy, the skin texture,
Yeah.
and the flavor. Some of the like kind of like tough, some of them, and the other one like I'm not gonna say the number yet, but
Yeah.
So my view, I have never done a chicken tasting, and I am really, really surprised at the different flavors. I tasted only the breast. I don't usually like the white
Danielle,
meat. I usually like the dark
Why
meat.
did you only taste breast?
Because that was the meatiest part. I usually only eat like drumsticks, wings, because it has the most skin on it, and that's what I like.
More succulent, the dark meat.
I like skin on the chicken the most. So I was trying to give it a fair shake, taste what had the most meat. So I tasted the breast, and the flavor profile was so different in all 5 of them. Some of them tasted like there was like some weird stuff maybe put in it. Others tasted really natural.
Yeah.
It was you would never know the difference in flavor of meat of a chicken until you line it up and taste it.
Danielle, I
like
have a
this.
question.
Just like we did so well with these chickens. You know, the skin is a big part of the flavor profile here. But what I thought was really interesting was also the texture elements that you saw and the fibers and how they, you know, either kind of held up or were kind of like mushy when you like started biting
That's
into
right.
them. And I thought that was, for me, a big dividing line between the different ones.
What I loved is everyone's different opinion of what they felt, and Brian with texture. I was really about texture. I think Chef Rafa, you did an amazing job with taste. The seasoning was beautiful, but it came down to texture for me. Really texture. And then I go back to, I loved your comment, well, look at what's gone. And my grandfather always used to say, the one that's the most emptiest, that's the winner. When we would do wine tastings, right? And I find that fascinating. I love that you said that. So I have favorites. I'm not going to just let them go now, but I have 2 that I really love for
Great.
different reasons. And I had 3 that I thought were, you know, a chicken's a chicken is a chicken.
So we are going to do our ranking now, and what we're going to do is we're going to go around the table, and each of us is going to give our top 2. So we'll start with Erica. What is your top bird,
5.
and what is your second?
1.
number 1, number 5.
2 and 3.
Danelle?
3 and 5.
You like whole foods.
I have those.
Okay.
I was number 2 and number 5.
Yeah. And I was number 5 and number 4.
I went 2-5.
Yeah.
1 and 5.
We've lived a transcendental moment. Chef, you gotta go closer. And all of us have really experienced something we've never done. I've never done a tasting like this, except looking at them raw, and is it Gers, is it Charente, is it Bresse, is it all the OSCs of France? Which one do you visually want? But it's not a visual exercise, it's all about taste and textures and length and, you know, skin and intensity of flavors and how it's gonna evolve in the plates and marry with wine. And I think, you know, for all what we do, whether it's at the depot with a, you know, roastery, whether it's at the Oakville grocery, whether it's in the new co-op that you're building on your ranch.
Yep.
It's exciting.
Very.
So, dear friends, you're about to live your vision of chicken in a very different way. One, it's the emblem of the Chianti Classico region, so it's very important. Two, since 1906, it's the French logo on any jersey because we're all about the rooster and the chicken. And third, as we love wine, it's about how we pair it. And I think today we have a clear winner. We have a new winner. We have something that never existed in America right here. And Jamie said it well. Look, it's empty. Everybody finished it. This was number one. So we want to thank the Maloney's, the tribe from Ireland. We learned our lesson. They killed the Scots a long time ago. They aligned it with the French. Thank you. It's true. We did it. It's as far back as the 15th century, so some of us do remember. So, dear friends, this was an electric moment here at Raymond. Thanks to Rafa and Ryan, a visiting chef who's going to come with us, right?
Yes.
Salvation Army, dear friends. The key in life is to bring great talent in the team and build it. So, thank you all for this day. And yes, Gina, come and bite me for a second.
Water, right? Chin chin.
Cheers.